And we're back with Dubster Bleach 1000 Board Web 24. We're going to go over its dub, and going to cover some other stuff, because, oh man, this was a fun last couple of days.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a part 2 to this stuff in the next episode.
You mean a part 3?
A part 4.5, exactly.
Yeah, so, real quick, Yoruichi got her voice back. Man, I don't know what it was a couple weeks ago. She sounded maybe she was sick. You know?
Yeah, maybe she caught the poor acting bug.
Yeah, it's possible. So, yeah. For those who haven't seen the controversy unfolding on X currently, Twitter, blah, blah, I don't blame you. That site is AIDS to go through, so... Sum up, Inaris was replaced as Yoruichi after only one episode. And, oh man, I'm sorry. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. What, such an asshole. But, so Inaris would tweet out about the situation. Hey y'all, the studio and client decided to go in a different direction. So I am no longer voicing Yoruichi in Bleach 1000 Blood War.
So you were fired?
I will no longer be voicing her in 1000 Blood War. All of my recordings will be replaced. Which, real quick before reading the rest of this, we checked up 22. That was not replaced yet. I'm guessing they mean for the Blu-ray version, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She then goes on to say, it meant a lot to me to take on such an iconic WOC, woman of color. Yeah, just break a character down to nothing more than a race. Good job.
Yep.
And I appreciate all the love. Emoji purple heart, emoji black cat. I'll still be voicing Hiyori.
How unfortunate.
To be honest, you all know I waifu the shit out of Hiyori, but I was more frustrated with Yoruichi. I was way more pissed off about that one. Especially because Hiyori's had, like, how many voices now at this point?
17.
Yeah. Anyway, of course you'd have a bunch of voice actors going apeshit over this, including Alejandro Flaccid Pancake over there going, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. You misgendered her! Why isn't he getting canceled, you son of a bitch? And Damon Mills, because, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Because unsurprising. Blah,
blah. Yep. And, yeah, a bunch of voice actors. They'd even target Wendee Lee herself, because of course they would. As she herself would claim, staff at Studiopolis made a simple casting mistake. Viz wants the iconic OG cast to stay intact. Your friend still has roles and will be fine, I'm sure. So, yeah, she's been targeted by a bunch of these fucking racists. What else do you want me to call them? They're racists.
What? How is it racist to reduce someone down to nothing but their skin color? Oh.
They literally want segregation. That's what these people are fighting for. And I know someone's going to be like...
segregate California from the rest of human society?
Yeah, good people in California, leave that fucking place. I know you people probably didn't come here to hear this type of, we stay out of that shit as much as possible, but it is relevant to the topic at hand because of the voice actor replacements in the dub itself, so that's why it needed to be covered here. So you understand why Yoruichi was somewhat a different week and so on. But, yeah, we got all that, the boring shit out of the way. Now let's get to the good shit. Bleach! You ready for it, Dai?
But I already drank some today.
How the hell are you here?
It's just your imagination.
Well, episode 24 opens with an anime-only scene with Yhwach's past. As we see what appears to be the Quincy Empire before it fell, as we cut to the Quincy Palace, with Ichibei talking to Yhwach about a non-aggression agreement between the Soul Society and the Quincy's. Ichibei says they'll work on the world of the living, while Yhwach unites all the remaining Quincy's in his empire. Yhwach calls this Mortal Kombat deception. What, I want to remaster that game, I'm sorry. Saying he's not an ignorant child. Ichibei says, oh, there are many things you are ignorant of. Yhwach asks when the world was one, who was it that separated them and basically separated life from death, instilling the fear of death into people. Ichibei confirms it was the Soul King. Yhwach said he knows the anguish of those who have returned to him and the vindictive nature of those who fear death. So, he addresses Ichibei with his full name, as Ichibei says, don't throw my name around so lightly. Yhwach activates his power. Dai, look at those eyes!
Whose are they?
He's got 2 irises in his eye. As Ichibei Motherfucker! As Ichibei shouts, I'll show you! And opens up an eye on his hand! With images of the history. And yeah, if you pause it and freeze frame the images, it's the same ones Ichigo saw with one new one. And it's of Ichibei holding the dismembered Soul King. So, Yhwach is surprised, as Ichibei said, you see, it is us together with the Soul King that maintains stability of this world. Yhwach calls this pitiful, threatening a fight, as claiming that Ichibei's hand cannot kill the offspring of the Soul King. So, Yhwach was the Soul King's son, and I'm just thinking, who did the Soul King fuck?
Everybody.
Oh, well, I mean,
they all had one collective base.
Well, he is the god of this world, so, you know, the Soul King's inside everyone, I guess. Well, Ichibei calls the eyes troublesome as a giant hand grabs Yhwach, sealing his power of the eyes. Ichibei then says, you will... Damn it. It's Chaos Head. He says you will never be able to use that power again as long as you live. Now be humbled. Yhwach says he is glad to no longer have those eyes. That it means he won't have to look upon his father in such a sad state. But he will make his father become the grave of the 3 worlds. And I've seen a lot of people actually do like this scene, and I agree. It does give us a shit ton on the lore of Bleach. Not to mention, it explains how Yhwach lost the war in the long run, if you think about it. Because he was handicapped. His powers were sealed. Because it was right soon after this event he would attack Yamamoto. So, you know. But cut to present, as Haschwald says, I can feel your pain, Majesty. Yhwach says, I feel nothing. Now let us create a world of everlasting peace. Back with Ichigo and friends, as Dai, your hero's here!
What?
Ganju! Which you pointed out the stupid... We call them Visisms, right?
Yes.
At the end of the OP where it has the... I guess you call it an eye catcher thing?
Yeah, they always do it at the end of the OP and credits.
Yeah.
Not in Bleach, but they do it in Boruto.
Yeah. I think they might actually do it in Bleach. I'm not... I feel like I've landed on it a few times when overshooting the credits, but... Yeah, so that spoils Ganju showing up, which I guess he's right here, so... But he's like, I'm going to go with you, because I'm the expert on the Royal Soul Palace, after all. Ichigo asks, what the hell? Why? And that's what Ganju says. Well, who do you think it was that launched the Squad Zero back to the Soul Palace last time they were here? Kukaku, your sister? That's right! And it's just like, I feel like we're talking in circles.
You are.
But yeah. Either way, Ganju is coming along with us. As Ichigo and his friends are now convinced, and the cannon preps to launch. And they cut down a comedic scene here where Urahara is counting down with a really, apparently, according to the manga, dumb song playing that annoys the hell out of Ichigo. Because he wanted launching pad music. But that's about it. Also, with, am I the only one when the rocket blasted off, or the cannon blasted off, reminded me of Team Rocket from Pokemon? What, the sparkle sound effect?
Too much of that.
82 episodes in like a week and a half, man. It was a bit much back then. Anyway. Well, reaction shots from everybody are anime only. So we see Robert, who he seems sad. I guess getting Bankai'd would really fuck anyone up. Byakuya, Renji, Rukia, Basby, and Mayuri, who's the only one with speaking lines, who calls this an ugly liftoff, saying they could not have done it any worse. Mayuri is awesome. I'm sorry. But yeah, back to the Soul Palace with Senjumaru greeting Yhwach. In the manga, it was Tenjiro who greeted them, so they swapped out characters. But that's the first major difference. So yeah, she says defeating Yamamoto must have gone to his head. As the Soul Dots attack. That's the Quincy's guard if y'all need a refresher. And aren't there Royal Palace guards here too on their side? Yeah, so it's a giant skirmish. As Senjumaru also fights some of the guards. But that's when I'm going to butcher this because his name is so fucking weird. Niaizol, the wind attacks. Winded like a clock hand, I guess. And he's pretty sure it's Robbie Damon? It sounds like him, right?
Yeah.
Doing a weird as fuck pseudo-goblin-esque voice? And yeah, he says he can bend
goblins.
Yeah, he can bend anyone until they're incapable of touching him ever again. As Senjumaru is unfazed, claiming that what can you do to an enemy you can't detect? He's like, well, I've got instinct. She then says, well, are you sure? By the way, I fucked with your robe. It's been specially tailor-made for you. And that's nice of her. She gave him a new outfit, right, Ty?
Yeah.
It even includes... What's up?
It even includes a straitjacket function where he can't even move his arms. So nice.
Oh, and she even left the sewing needles in as an extra. Yeah, he gets skewered here. He's fucked. As she apologizes for her bad habit of forgetting to remove those.
Which he's only saying to mock him, because he said it was talking about his bad habit.
Yep. This was a badass moment and really showed Senjumaru and what she could do. Back to Ganju and friends, because he's the real main character. This scene's heavily extended from the manga, as they're talking about how Yhwach just abandoned his castle in the Seirete. Yeah, man, I mean, you guys could claim it. Be a nice place to live. As Chad asks, what should we know about the Soul Palace? And Ganju is all like, oh, all I know is what Kukaku told me about it. I've never been there myself. Or he says, I thought you were an expert. I am. I'm just a bit hazy on the details is all. You're fucking useless, Ganju. Also, I didn't even know Yoruichi was going with him until she spoke here. But I guess it makes sense. As she explains, they're invading the palace, so clearly they're after the Soul King. And she basically tells the crew what we already know, that the Soul King is the god of this world, and everything like that. As Chad guesses, Yhwach wants to replace the Soul King. Ichigo then asks if it's even possible, because when he was training with Ichibei, he saw the images and knows the Soul King is the foundation of this world, and can't be replaced. Obviously, that whole exchange was anime only, just like the visions were. But, yeah. Orihime says, if, this, like, the Soul Society, right, died when they went to save Rukia. But Uryu was still here. Ichigo assures her that don't worry, he'll be back. We'll stop Yhwach and smack some sense into him. He really wants to smack up Uryu bad, doesn't he?
I mean, doesn't he always?
Yeah. During this whole exchange, by the way, we do see Uryu in an anime-only thing where he's fucking with something. I see people call it a pendant or whatever. You're saying it looks like a button. Or pen?
A button or a pen.
Yeah.
That's on all of the Quincy's robes.
Yeah. Well, whatever the fuck. If you look at Uryu's eyes, apparently, you do see that the Quincy Bloodvein powers activated or whatever.
Fine, we'll just settle on calling it a cock ring, happy now?
Alright, it's a cock Back to the palace, Yhwach calls forth the Schutzstaffel, or the Royal Guard as they're referred to in the dub. As we have Liege Barrel. I don't know where they're getting the J from, but that's what it's pronounced as here, so we'll go with it. Voiced by Evan Michael Lee, who's Nagoriyuki from Guilty Gear Strive, and I'm getting PTSD flashbacks of that boss fight. Fuck you, Nagoriyuki. And yeah, his letter is X for X-Axis. Then we get Gerard Valkyrie, or as the fandom has dubbed him, Thor, because, he looks like fucking Thor, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And
that probably is the implication.
Yeah, he's the letter M for miracle. It is a miracle. And Pernida, who's the letter C for compulsory. Pernida doesn't talk at all. Gerard does, but we have no idea who he's voiced by. He has not been credited at all. So we'll probably have him next time.
That's a problem for future you.
Yep. And Askin is here too. He was the only one from the ground level called up here. So. But yeah. As Senjumaru, though, she gets attacked by them. She's shot. I mean, she uses a giant shield from the Soul King to block them. What the fuck is that thing, Dai?
A giant.
That it? Well,
like the gate guards.
Oh, well, it gets fucked up. So
it gets pretzeled.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have a compulsion to turn things into balls.
Yep, that's Pernida's thing, I guess. But yeah. And yeah, she gets shot, right?
Yeah.
So she's dead. They just killed Senjumaru. Holy shit. As the Royal Guard are like, these opponents were weak. And Liege is saying, well, when we fight, it's always easy. What are you talking about? But it's revealed Senjumaru was alive! And this was all an illusion to trap them in a decoy palace. And
do the trees move?
Exactly, it's a giant tree cage prepared by Curio that surrounds all of the Quincy's. And yeah, Liege tries shooting it, but it doesn't do anything. As Curio reveals that the tree feeding on spiritual pressure is obviously feeding on the reishi, since his bullets are made out of that. So it's only making the tree grow faster. Then Squad Zero members each do a really cool introduction of themselves. Senjumaru, Tenjiro, and the main event, the OG Blade God arrives, Dai! Saying, let's do this, as he draws his weapon, covered in whatever the fuck that is.
It was soaking in goo, liquid stuff.
Yeah, Liege refers to it as jelly in a minute, but maybe that's what it is. But yeah.
Something like that.
Gerard charges him as Nimaya dodges out of the way, saying, I thought you were trying to hug me. Gerard's like, you wish. Nimaya easily cuts him down and says that he's the baddest damn badass in all of Squad Zero. I am quoting him word for word. You could ask Dai. That is not...
Yes.
And he says with a single stroke of his sword that he can kill any one of them. I'm not going to lie, this was pretty badass moment. Liege calls the blade a trick, saying it looks like it's been soaking in a weird liquid, that this can't be that sharp. As he fires his bullets at Nimaya, and Nimaya pulls an Afro Samurai, cutting the bullets down to pieces. This is so fucking cool, dude. I love it. What?
I mean, they're not real. They're reishi bullets.
I don't care, man. It's still cool. Alright? Fucking love Afro Samurai. That is a show we are definitely covering at some point. But yeah, he cuts through the bullets, and Liege gets cut down. Actually, does he kill Pernida here too?
All of them.
Yeah, even Askin, who jumps back. And Nimaya explains his sword's blade is too sharp. It's never lost its edge, no matter how much he's cut with it. He can't even make a sheath to house the damn thing. And that it will never go down to the Soul Society, because it'd put his ass out of business. So he's happy the Quincy's are here, so he can finally test out his blade. And yeah, Askin gets cut down too. And so he's like, so, you ready, Your Majesty? That's when Yhwach throws out the cock ring that it's implied Udi was messing with earlier from what we could all theorize, as he swaps places with it. This is completely different from the events of the manga, and as much as I want to say what happened in there, I don't know what they're going to do with next episode, so I want to wait first to see how it plays out. But yeah, he faces off with Ichibei, as Nimaya calls this move dope as hell. You know that was a double A line, come on. Hashwad asks if Squad Zero is going to go after Yhwach. I should also mention, it seemed like Hashwad was surprised by Yhwach's move here, whereas Udi wasn't, giving more credence to that theory. But yeah, Tenjiro says it's okay because Ichibei is there, and that he can smell him. Even the hot springs can't get rid of his stench. Cut to Ichibei saying, that dick loves talking trash about me when he thinks I can't overhear him. What do you think, Your Majesty? Yhwach says you will let me pass, Ichibei, Hyosube. I probably butchered that pronunciation, but it's okay. Ichibei retorts saying, I warned you many times not to say that name. You only have yourself to blame if you lose your own voice. As the episode ends on a cliffhanger that made me so fucking mad. I mean, shonen anime. You gotta love it. What?
Yeah.
Preview by Ichibei. And this was the two-parter finale that Japan got, but I'm pretty sure the dub is going to separate them into 2 episodes again. So.
Oh, no, without a doubt.
But yeah,
I mean,
great.
The player already has them separated into 2 different episodes.
Yeah, great fucking episode. I thought it was really good. And definitely showcase what Squad Zero could really do in this case. Because the manga, some of the reactions to what was happening were a bit more panicky rather than calm and composed or whatever in a certain situation, etc. As far as MVPs of the dub, well, one has to be Wendee Lee for not bowing down to cancel culture bullshit at the moment, and because she is the only Yoruichi. Right, Dai?
Yep.
And Kotaro Colbert for Nimaya. His performance here was fucking great. You could tell he's having the time of his life voicing this character.
The only thing we're missing is the Killer Bee Rop.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing with Nimaya. He's basically a badass version of Killer Bee. That's the best way to sum him up, isn't it? Nimaya is fucking cool, dude. I like him a lot. But yeah. That's probably going to do it for this one. Let us know what you all thought of this episode of Bleach. If you agree, if you know, you can't wait for next week's episode and all that. And if it's 2 episodes, I guess we'll cover them both in one vid, but it probably won't be. So.
No, they're looking forward to next week's drama.
Oh, I'm sure they are. But that's the boring shit. We're here for Bleach. We'll see what happens. I swear to fuck if Yoruichi changes again, I'm gonna be really pissed. It's gonna be so dumb. But, thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you all enjoy. Please like it, all that if you want. You know, really appreciate it. And hope you all have a good day. And until next time, remember one thing. Squad Zero is the shit and all that.
Game pause.
Until then. Bye! Aichi Maru! Yamamoto was mentioned. It counts.